I'm Rishi, and in today's video we are going to be learning how to add our lists and tables in our HTML website. And without further ado, let's get into it. I hope you guys having a good day. So what we're going to use is we're going to use Visual Studio Code, and that's the application we're going to be coding on. And what you want to do is you want to open your assigned file where all your assigned folder where all your files for coding goes into. Once you have done that, we're going to open up our HTML. So as you can see on my screen, I'm going to open up mine. And this is obviously our HTML page. I haven't made any edits since our previous video to keep it nice and simple for you guys as well as neat. So what we're going to do is we are going to go and start our list first. Now the purpose of a list, you guys may ask, is because in some websites, when like, let's say supermarkets, or let's say a good example would be Amazon and eBay. If you notice, there will be a list, a list that you can scroll on to actually find different items you can purchase. Now, lists are very useful for that, and without that, you won't have that ability to obviously have it in that format. So we're going to show you the basic list of how to do that, and yeah, let's get into it. So what we're going to do, we're just going to have an opening tag, which is UL. So this will be like the starting of a list, and then we're going to have a closing tag for this as well, /UL. So that's like the end tag for it. And in between there, we will have LIs. So LI tag, that's the open. This is the closing LI. Now, what these LI tags are basically is they're basically like the rows which you will have inside your list. So in here is where you put all your information or whatever you want to put in there, whether if it's fruits, so banana, apples, pineapples, or if you want to do like different cars or whatever you guys want to add inside there, that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to do this in a random order. So we're not going to go on fruits, we're just going to do this in numbers because I'm going to be showing you guys three um, LIs, so like the rows. So we're going to have first, then we're going to do another one, which is LI, closing tag LI, and we are going to put in second here. Okay, and next we are going to do is li closing tag and third. By the way, these don't have to be spaced out like this. It can all be together. It does not make a difference at all. I prefer putting spaces, but for the sake of this video, we'll keep it neat. So this is our li tag. Not li tag. Yeah, these are our li tags. This is our list. So what we're going to do, create a gap there, bit of a gap there. Now we're going to run this. And as you guys already know, never try and run and debug your website on CSS because you'll go through a thing, if I'm right, called JSON. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but you'll go through there and it will not let you launch it because you have to do it only through HTML. Because the whole point of your CSS file or code is just your style sheet. That's all you're using just for designing. That's not the main bit. The main bit is our HTML. Everything in there is literally everything you need. So anyways, yeah. So we go back to that and we're going to run it. Now when we run it, we will have beautiful code website. So here, as you can see, we've got the colorful headings. So this is H1, H2, H3. Compared to our last video, if you guys seen that, I've actually moved these because this was in the center. H1 was in the center. Obviously H2 and H3 was exactly the same. So we moved that back. And this is our list. So first, second, and third. That's how you will do a list. Pretty easy, pretty simple, and it's actually pretty convenient. Very simple and stuff. The next thing I want to show you guys is block quotes, which is headings, because that's one thing that I forgot to include in the video. So yeah, I want to get that bit done next, so I'm going to show you guys that, and it's very simple. So block quotes is basically your text and how you input text in HTML and coding, in HTML coding. So what we're going to do, we're just going to type in block quote, as you can see on my screen, and then block quote here. But we're going to put a / here. So the / basically is the end tag. Now you can type in whatever you want. So let's say like for more content, full stop. And now we're going to run this to see how it looks. Now Magic. There we go. It literally says like for more content. That is what a block quote line of code does. The next thing I'm going to show you is a very simple one. It's a very quick way of typing. So instead of, if let's say you don't want to do block quotes, or you're doing an assignment and you don't have time to write block quotes, another way you can do it is just p and then ntag /p. Now you can say, hi, my name is, I'm just giving this an example. You guys can write what you want. My name is Rishi and I like YouTube. Let's just keep it like that. Now we run that. You can see this is the exact same thing. Hi, my name is Rishi. I like YouTube. So that is a way shorter way to actually do block quote text. But yeah, if you're trying to make it look professional and neat, I recommend block quote. Now, the next thing I'm going to do, since we are talking about block quotes, is what strong tags do. So I'm just going to show you. Basically, strong tags is what you would use to make your text bold. So if I'll show you guys, and then I was to run that, this is how it'll look. Like for more content. So it's a really good way to add a more better visibility to your um, lines or block quote. Because let's say you're making a website for, let's say, a supermarket, and you want the heading to stick out. You would use bold tags. You can also use bold on H1 and H2 because it will literally make them bold as well. Now, the next tag I'm going to show you guys is BR tags. Now, these are very, very important tags because what this does is actually helps you create spacing. And without the spacing tag, sometimes our codes can look like nightmares, honestly, because there's not enough gaps and then it's just all squished like a sandwich. And that's the last thing we want. So I'm going to show you guys what BR tags do. So I'm going to put a BR tag down, and then we're going to do another block quote line, but instead we're going to be using P. And then we're just going to spam hi again and again and again. Okay, now we're going to run it. As you can see, adding that BR tag actually creates a bit more spacing. Even without it, there's like a bit of a gap here. So it will be here and there will be this much gap, literally a cursor space. But adding BR actually makes it even bigger. So that's the importance of those, which is very useful. I'm going to get rid of this. And the next thing we're going to do is our table for this video. And that's going to be the final thing we do. So let's get into the tables. So because we've got a BR tag there, we're not going to have to do anything with the table. So we're just going to open tag table and then close tag table. Remember to put your forward slashes. You guys don't have to follow the same order I'm doing. I prefer to have, if I'm starting with the end tag, I have to do the end tag. You could just start tag and then put everything in the middle and then end tag. It's completely up to you, but I put it this way. So the next thing we're going to do is we are going to be putting in our TR tag. And then we are going to be putting in our NTR tag. Our end TR tag. And what this does is, imagine you're creating a table, and in the table you have like the top stuff. So let's say we're going to create let's say a 2 by 3 table. 2 going down. Wait, 2 going down? Yes, 2 going down, 3 long, if that makes sense. But yeah, and you're going to say once for this side is, let's give an example. This side is for your YouTube. This, literally what my nose is for your Instagram, and this is TikTok. Now, the TR tag is the bold bit, the bold writing that you would have. That is what the TR tag does, the TR section. But what we're going to put inside there is another tag called TH. Now, you could count this as the writing. I would count these as the table cells, because that's like the writing bit. The TR is just a section, so if that made sense. If it doesn't, feel free to drop it down below, and I will try my best to help you guys and clarify things if it makes it easier for you. Yep, so it's going to do like and th. Now we're going to do another one, which is th. Share, and we are going to do subscribe. Oh, spelling these days, bloody hell. My spelling can be a bit hideous at times, so do excuse me for that. Yeah, so this is our end tr tag, and next we're going to do, we're going to create a bit more spacing so it's more clearer. We're going to do tr again, and then tr, and then what we're going to do here is we're going to put td. Now td is what we put actually under the headings. So as I did mention, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, under the main headings is it's your main like information cells, you could say, for the table. So I'll just explain it once I write it. TD. And for this, we're going to put YouTube, and then /TD, TD, Instagram, Instagram. Next, we're going to do is final one, TD. Yeah, and then no, we done YouTube, TikTok. Okie doke. Now, we already have the end tag for the table, the end tag for the TR here. So that's all that section done. Now we're just going to run this just to show you guys how it makes sense. Okay, so as you can see at the bottom, this is our table. So if I just move this down about here, bingo. Okay, so no, that was there. Okay, yes. So if I just adjust the height in there makes more convenient. Yeah. So our like and share and subscribe is basically this part. Now this part is basically the main information section that you have the heading. This is what stands out in your tables. So like the big bold bits of knowing of what the table is basically. And then obviously where it says here, where it's inside the other TR section, where it says TD, 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 that is all for the contents of the table. So if that makes it more easier, TD stands for the content of the table. TH is the name of the table because the name's always in bold where the content isn't. You can also make this in bold. For example, if I was to just chuck strong tags there, you can. But that is how you make a very simple table in HTML. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, comment what um, you found helpful in this video. And yeah, see you guys in the next video.